Okay. This is part 5 of the video, so I'm going to discuss, Okay, so last video I talked about how we had to change the event from Philadelphia to New York. Okay, that was due to mostly New York people responding. New York people, they was willing to put in more work. I mean, people ask for stuff to be many places, but when it comes to the actual work, like I say, you need sponsors, you need financial sponsors, you need media pass people, whether they're going to be the pre, the para, or the post. Um, you need people providing contributing items, people helping out with the research, make sure you're doing everything within legal, even on a budget. And it just it's a lot. So what kind of people that's going to do the action instead of recommend? Um, and so at the last minute, it just was just getting exhausting, and definitely was ready to settle on a building. Uh, so as we were changing from Philadelphia to the New York area, the host of the company, HBCU Kids, with the dispute of the stuff that happened with, the religions between each other. Uh, and of course, the financial part of with the building. And so I was just really amused at, Leslie, her ambition, really trusted her and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, event planners, they usually the most trustworthy people, and they usually, care about their brand. I mean, she's not you know what I'm saying? She's not a Tyra Banks within her region. You know what I'm saying? Other people in her area don't, some that I've communicated with don't know her like that. And most of her market, she was, while also speaking with her, she wanted to cross over into the African American market. She's mainly known majority. She do have, some black clients, like, of course, Atlanta is a big booming area, and she had several events there. She also had events, but majority of them were, the beige market, and so her interest was to expand and definitely have that recognition as a black person. So this is what happened when we get down to the building part. We went after the issue. We changed over from Philadelphia to New York, HBCU Kids. Wasn't all dispute with that, and then it was like, okay, well, people should be able to decide, even though we placed on the site wasn't, refunds wasn't to be given. We started out the promotion at $10. They ended up getting a refund back, which everything, um, they ended up getting their refund back, and it was like, okay, just let me handle everything. I have to do everything now. I was, just going through a lot. Um, getting my own stuff. Like, I'm trying to revamp a business that never got off the ground. Um, from before I became ill, and I got my business, that's what I was trying to do. So I was like, okay, I wanted to give myself more time to, so yeah, of course I had to put it under my business, souvenirs and appreciation, which, by the time you do the marketing promotion, you're not going to make any money the first 2 years, and I'm in a revamping process. So from having it from Black Parent Connect, which had the experience, they had the perfect format, someone with a degree, and we do this together. I'm the founder. I speak from the layman point of view. She speaks from the view where she comes from in the education resources. She had all that available on the site. I had to turn it over and was like, okay, well, this is going to be hosted under my company from there, and I'm going to do everything now from there. So when it came to looking for the building, for the mega Evers fell through. Like I said, it's just so much that you have to make sure that when you get, you get a paper saying, okay, this is the amount, this is that. People give you offers, and you got to backtrack on stuff, because you can't just be taking offers from people, no matter what's written in paper or the contract, and be having to go, because you know what I'm saying, when you go to, I mean, that what makes people real mob drawn, because you gotta pay money to go to court, even with all your evidence there presented before a judge. I don't like no essay stuff, okay? um and then you have to cancel what you're doing, and you have to start right back over from scratch, and that's if the judge feel like giving it to you, because you may get a dent, or don't give a fuck judge. um so From there, we go to the point. So once HBC was saying she didn't want to hand over the stuff to, the person that was at trust. That was a bitter. That was bitter there because it was like, oh my goodness, can we get along? Then I also was going through my own challenge with my, dealing with getting my child, what's his share of what's owed to him from the other side, from his other bloodline. I'm not playing that independent woman crap too hard, okay? Because most of the people that talk independent, they be thieves and they get that misuse other people to be carrying on an independent title or be working themselves to death. They be tricking, all kind of no. So I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get mine for mine, okay? I don't give a damn what nobody says. Because why should they live lollygagging off somebody else? Mine need to get theirs. Because, that means you don't ask for it, but you make sure my child had theirs. So I was going through that last year. Then I was going through another debate on last year, all during the time of, about the third, fourth month of a challenge where I had to really advocate, and Maurice Muhammad was there in the need of this shock here where they was disputing to put my child in a special ed school, and so and they get you into these tricks here because they don't make the stuff sound anything like the way that they present it, and then then all it takes is that one wrong doctor to be, let's say, overreact, want to say bossy, like they gonna tell you what you should think and what you need to follow. And then they do that because your economic status, your race, and stuff like that. So then you end up in a dispute, and you have to go through some legal stuff. And so I went through that challenge. I made it, and definitely Dr. Omar Johnson has videos on it. I definitely was in review of it, and definitely was confirmation to what I already was experiencing and suspecting. And that's why we need it goes back to State of Black Parent, why we need our own child African descent Akiba Bureau. That's why we need it. The Native Americans have theirs, and do you see any purebred Native Americans? Barely. No, you don't. Maybe 1%, but I'm sure it's less than 10% purebred, but they still have more rights and their own bureaus than us. And they can't come pursue their culture on us. Remember, they know. They should remember, if they're not anything like their ancestors, or we should forget about it, that means they need to let us have our culture and have ours. Be ours. Okay? And all this old scandal trying to place our children up in special ed because they don't want to talk. Ain't like they got to go for no job or no fraternity house and nothing like that. There's a lot of people that talk and say a whole bunch of bullshit. Okay, so if somebody ain't got nothing to say, they ain't got nothing to say. Okay, and then that's nothing why I believe in children being disciplined, but I have a tassel with that, so you can get into legal disputes, and I don't have time to be having a lawyer for every little thing, and children need to be mature because they cares. They can use that as a defense of whatever action happened to your child, and you have to come in like a pack of wolves. You really have to do that. Come in like a train wreck happen right on site with them. Or they won't be able to sleep at night. Wake up or anything. But daycares, it is so. Like, you can't be telling everybody just go get a job and you don't have the appropriate daycares for your children. People just, your children needs to be behaved. That's why I understand people at some of the crazy stuff they say. Daycares is not, 24/7 daycares. I mean, you just don't have enough people with morals and trust just to be, just to be didn't even get somebody good, and I'm really willing to pay the extra amount and stuff like that. Because I do it for doctor's appointments. People like to fuss about rates, but if you have to go by their schedule, and so it's really unpredictable to keep steady traffic system. I'm gonna finish it off about this here and get back to our last trimester over the next video.